So here in this video I want to show you how to manipulate the pointers and allocate memory to copy and paste data in that memory that you allocated. um, I thought this game is a good game actually to make the tutorial for, because it relies a lot on pointers, like to do any type of modification. So yeah, like I will not show everything from scratch. um, I have a script in case you want to find or like add some values in the save list to edit. So I will just assume that you already have a pointer that you are trying to modify the data from. Well, let me explain you actually a scenario in which the things I'm going to show you can be useful, like the copying of memory and the pointer modification. So like in this game, when you want to hack the damage, like modify the damage of your general, for example, this is my general. His name is Hannibal, and he has like a sword equipped, some boots, some accessoires, and then you also have the defense. I left it empty for now. Well, I didn't equip anything. But let's say I want to edit the damage of the sword, which is 15. The problem is that like if I modify the damage of the sword, any general, like any AI that is in the game that uses the same sword as I do, the damage will also increase for them. So here I have an enemy. His name is Attila, and Attila has the same sword equipped as me. So if I modify the damage, um, let's say like, okay, this is the pointer to the sword. So if I modify the damage, don't ask me how I found the pointer, because it's not really relevant, because I'm just trying to explain you a general concept. And if you want to know, like, I have the script in the Game Guardian forum. I will give it in the link below. You just have to add the pointers in the save list so that you can work with it. It's in the general menu. So I just modified the damage to 8,000. You could see before it was 15 and Word. Now I edited to 8,000. Yeah, now you see the damage, increased. The problem is that I don't want the damage to increase for this AI, because it's gonna one shot a lot of my players, like of my, let's call it some type of bots. But I don't want it to one shot my team. um, of course the damage also increased for my general, because it's everywhere the same. Everywhere where you use the same sword, every general that has the same sword equipped, enemy or not enemy, will have the damage increased. So that's not a good thing. So there is a way around that. So like, for example, in this game, every general has a specific structure. All right. So like they have their ID, and like they have like pointers set to each equipment. For example, like this is the pointer that always points to the weapon equipment, so to this slot. So if I would change equipment, like I would change the sword I want here, like to some other type of weapon, you know, then this pointer would update, and it would set the value to a new type of, the pointer would update to point to the address of where is that specific sword or equipment, weapon, I would say, that I try to equip. But if I had to give an example, um, just know this is just theoretical. I know, like, for example, the size of the sword, like all the data that is that represent stuff to make up that sword is like 140 hex of bytes. So I should do set of 140. I think it was 140 or it was 60. Yeah, it's 140. Um, so now I'm at the next equipment. So another weapon basically that can fit in that slot. So if I copy the address and I modify, I will have a different weapon. So now I have the broadsword. So it's a different equipment. You see the damage is 20. If I go to the pointer, you can see the value 20. Of course, if I change the damage here, it will not appear on any general that doesn't use that sword. So it's all right. But I don't want to do that. I want to use this weapon. I want to use this sword. So I need to make some changes. Let me put the pointer back to normal so that the equipment is set for Hannibal. So now I have the normal sword again, but back with the value of 8,000. So what I will do now to have the damage only set for me, we'll need to make some changes. We go to the pointer and put the damage back to normal, so that nobody has like that effect of the damage. And what I will do is like, so this is where we were pointing to. What I will do is I will select all these bytes, like all the way up to like 140 hex. I will select them and I will copy them into a new memory address, and then I will set this pointer to the new memory address. So this would mean that that basically the pointer of Hannibal that points to this weapon, to this slot. Sorry, actually, to this slot. Uh, but actually, this weapon. Sorry, that points to like the sword. Will point basically to a different sword. All right, just like a different sword, but with the same, basically with the same data, but it will not be the same sword as the one that the AIs are pointing to. All right, because this AI will have a pointer, like this Attila will have a pointer that points to this sword, which is literally this. All right, it's literally this address, the same address as my general is pointing to as well. Okay, so we're just gonna change that. We basically like separate, like we separate basically the pointers, well, the data basically, so that both generals Attila and Hannibal point to different equipment in a way. And also basically the data you're going to copy to a new memory address will not exist. Like you will have no generals that will point to that memory address, because it's basically like outside of the game logic, I would say. So the game is not aware that there is data at that memory address that we're gonna create. So you safely separate yourself from the game's data, in a way of saying, and so you can do all the type of modification you want to do without having any other AI or any other general that equip the same material as you to get affected. All right. So first of all, you need to know the size of what you need to copy, you know, because when you if I had to say it, it's like you need to know the size, because when a pointer is being dereferenced, okay, dereferenced in this sense would just mean like, in gameguardian sense would just mean like go to pointer. Okay, if you go to pointer, there's like a function, or in a way of saying like data at that address gets read. All right, because it's like a structure. Okay, but you need to know like more or less the size of that structure, so that you copy properly to the new allocated memory address. Okay, so like I said, for me, any sword equipment is like 140 hex. All right, because let's say I save this to the here to the save list, and I do like 140, make a copy. I get to the next equipment. If I do again 140, I get to another one. It might be called 1201, but that's just how it is in this game. But it's another equipment, and so it's always by a size of 140, the equipment. So I need to copy like 140 hex. So um, I can remove this. This was just to give an example, okay? So I remove this. I copy the address where it starts. It basically starts with the ID. 1102 is just the ID of this word, and then you go like offset calculator, or you can just do like 140. So make a copy, and you copy this address as well. So you basically copy those two addresses. That we have to do because we want to copy this data. What it will do is like it copy all this information, like all these bytes. It will copy until we reach 140 hex. All right, so should be until here. We're almost there. It will copy everything between this this address and this. All right, but first, before we do that, we need to use the allocate feature. So we press this button that says allocate memory page. You can leave it as it is, if I recall, or maybe written. I don't exactly remember the options, but I don't think you need to put maybe written. Let's see. So you can leave this on 0. gameguardian will automatically find an address where to allocate, like the memory page. So you press OK. Now it gives you like an address. You copy the address. Now you go to the address. You can just go there. I want to go there because I want to see if I can edit it. I just do like a random editing. Oh, okay. So my bad. We have to do it again. Allocate memory page, and you need to press maybe written. Okay. And then you do again. Okay. You copy the address that just memory that you just allocated. We go to it. Now I think I can just edit it normally. See, now the editing works. So okay, we need to, you can just save this address so that you don't forget it. So this is our new address, new allocation, or new allocated page. And so we're gonna copy everything to this memory address. Okay, so like we did before, we copied those addresses. I'm just gonna show through the video again. We copy 680. Actually, you only have to copy this address, if I recall. You don't need to copy both addresses. You don't need to copy the start and the end of the data you want to copy. Just one address. You copy the address, and then what we do is you use this feature. You can also find it here, I think. Copy memory, I think. Yeah, you also find it here, copy memory. And so you put the address that we from where you want to copy. So it was 680. And then you put the address where you want to copy to, well, paste to, sorry, which was this. This is the one we just recently allocated, where we recently did the allocation. And then the amount of bytes, I said 140, but it's in hex, so you put the H. yeah, then you just press OK. Copy memory ended. Now you see that the place, the address where we just allocated the page to, you have all the data now copied to that address. So now it looks identical. Let's remove this. So this is the newly allocated page. So everything should look identical. See, we have our value 15 that also existed in the other one. Value 15, which was our damage value, existed at offset 34. So you see it's exactly the same. So we can look if it copied until the end. So go to 140. Copy. So it should be 0. Let's see if I did the copying properly. Yeah, perfect. You see, like you have the equipment string 2.png, and it should be the same here. Well, it should be the same here also. You have the equipment png. So everything basically got copied correctly. And yeah. Now what we do is like we copy the address where we allocated the memory and pasted the data, and we set the pointer equal to the address. So now what happens is like now the pointer, this pointer that decided to which equipment or general Hannibal was pointing to will now be pointing to the newly allocated space where we pasted the data of the sword. Okay, so you can see like the sword, we have the same data exactly. Okay, so if I now change the damage, let's remove this because this is the old data. I remove it. This is the equipment where the bots are pointing to. All right, where the swords, well, where the weapon pointer is pointing to, but for the bots, and not just the bots, all the other generals, but not the Hannibal general. So because the Hannibal general is pointing to this one. Okay, so we can remove it. Now like going to the pointer or just going to the address is the same thing. You can, in this case, we can go to the pointer. Let's say I want to modify the damage. I put it to 9,000, for example. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, there was something else. The damage is 9,000. Here you can see it, but it doesn't show in the stats because there is another. Like, look, I show you just to show you that the damage is actually there. If you want, I put it back to normal. See the damage is now 180. It's just that there's a pointer. There's another pointer actually that that we actually should change. So to put it properly, okay. It's not just the general pointer that it's not just this pointer that we have to edit. We have to edit any pointer, like almost every pointer that's pointing to that equipment, but at the same time it's not really necessary because I just try to show you guys something. Yeah, I don't want to add any unnecessary confusion. So Maybe I just leave it like this for now. But as you can see, like if I change the damage, you can see the general, the Hannibal general gets his damage modified, but here the damage is just normal, okay? Because we created a separate space and a way of saying, um, we, where we modify the damage, but only for our specific general, okay? So we are not affected by what happens with this sword equipment, okay? We are only affected by what happens here with our new data at the new address. I do not know if this makes more sense for y'all. I hope I explain myself well. Now we can do any type of edit we want. For example, because there is more stuff going on here. Let's say like we just start putting everything. To modify a lot of stuff. There's a lot to edit. Select. I think you could just put it to like, let's say like, so. There's some other stuff you can change. Maybe it's more down. Sometimes it's also quite random for me. I just select whatever because I see something change. Okay, so you see now, like everything increased, like the step distance, the damage, the defense, all these percentage, and you can keep going until you reach the 140 hex. I'm just gonna modify everything. Okay, this I do not touch because this is some type of encryption, so I will stay away from that because otherwise the game will crash. There you go, put it to 99. Yeah, it's going smoothly. I do not know if the damage applies right now or if it is okay. Okay, the damage applies right now. That's funny. It's not 100% because some things like some damage deflects based on what you have equipped. But as you can see, this general just stays normal and doesn't get affected by the change we made. We can, I guess, just play normally. So you can see now I have, let me go back. So I unlocked all the, my walking distance is pretty high, so I can access almost anything on the map, which before was not the case. Yeah, I think I can go anywhere, but I know that like if you edit the wrong value, maybe like on towers and something, like the damage can be neglected. So it's like you need to know like properly what you are editing. But yeah, I hope this pointer tutorial makes a bit of sense. And it's not really too hard, but you need to get used to it, I think. But this is how you separate things, all right? You get a pointer, you allocate new memory pages, and you set the pointer to the newly allocated memory page, and like to the start of it. And then you copy paste also like the data that you want there, but you need to make sure that whatever you're copy pasting is similar as where the pointer was originally being set, you know, that you follow like similar structure. If you know that the structure you want to copy is 140 hex, then you copy 140 hex to the new allocated page just to avoid any crashing. You have to make it as identical as possible. All right, I hope this makes things more clear. And yeah, I'm just gonna continue the gameplay for now. Where's the auto button? Yeah, it's pretty easy afterwards. And you can do whatever you want. Like it's not for every game as easy, but This is one of the reasons why you can use, look, I already won. It's one of the reasons why you can use copy allocated, like allocate memory page and copy the data from one address to another, and like editing the pointers. You need to get used to how to using the pointers, and by doing that you can do a lot of funny things. So yeah, I think that's it. I will share um, the script that gives the generals. It's on the Game Guardian forum. Maybe you need to edit a little bit the script so that you can save the general IDs. For example, this game is a European War 5. It's a pretty relaxed game. Good one to practice pointers on. And yeah, I wish you guys a nice day and thank you for watching.